Hi, good evening, and welcome to the Chappaqua Library monthly board meeting. Emergency exits are to my left and to my right. And let's all rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Amy, is anybody on for public comments? Okay, thank you. Moving along on the agenda, tonight we do not have George Benak. He is on vacation, and we're hoping Jennifer Fahey comes on in, and that everything is okay with her. So I'm going to make the motion to move that the board approve the minutes of the August 18, 2025 regular meeting as drafted. Can I get a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. Any discussion about it? Okay. Are we ready to vote?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all four. George is on vacation, and Jennifer, who also sits on the committee. So
George did email us. George emailed Jennifer and myself, and he did review the treasurer's report. And so he said he didn't have much to report back, except as usual, there were a number of checks, about 18 checks that have not been cashed, but that's kind of how it goes. Right. So that was the one thing that he pointed out. And then he got back to us and said that he was reviewing the financial statements from May and June and noticed that there was an error. So he was communicating with Naraki Smith and kept us in the loop, and they corrected all of that. So
Great.
There was just a small error in our assets balance. I'm sorry?
Not a material error.
No, he said it was more of looked like a cut and paste error, and Kyle corrected it. So and that was all he had to report.
Okay, so I'll make the motion to approve the August 2025 Treasurer's Report prepared by Naraki Smith, including the bills as presented. Would I be able to get a second?
Second.
Okay, great, thank you. Would we like to discuss what Jen talked about further, or are we good? George has this under control.
This issue regarding the Naraki Smith and the error.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, when I see George in person, I'd be happy to ask him more about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay,
tonight, no.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no.
Would we like to vote?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Jen, you're up.
Okay, so we have an update from Civil Service. A week or two ago, they had a webinar or a Zoom meeting for all of us, and there was a recent conference up at the state level, and it sounds like they are hearing us and our complaints about the challenges of civil service, and so they are making changes. So in about 2 years, or in July of 2026, a number of the professional titles that relate to us, librarians, senior clerks, things along those lines, will not have to take a test, a type of test that they have been doing for the last X amount of years. It will be more of a training and experience questionnaire, which is what the librarian tests are. So they warned us that it's going to be a bumpy ride, that there's probably going to be a lot of mistakes and a lot of course correcting, but at least they're hearing us and they are trying. So it was really good news.
That's fantastic.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
God,
yeah.
Even just in my short time of being on the board, there's been so much movement with civil service. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I do have to give a shout out, although she'll never hear about this, to our contact at Civil Service, Janique Green. She has been enormously helpful and has been rushing through a number of things for us as far as personnel go. So they've been great.
Fantastic.
They've been great.
As far as you know, Jen?
Yeah.
They're not going to have to go to the state legislature to get any of this changed.
It doesn't sound like it,
Okay.
but maybe that could
That's
happen.
great news.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
great news.
it's not going to start until next year.
Right.
And they did say there's going to be a lot of bumpy parts
Right.
of this. So
But it's not contingent on the governor or the state legislature signing off on it.
they said nothing
Perfect.
about that.
Jen, if you do think they've been helpful in going out of their way, we could write them a letter, send to the office, thank you.
Yeah.
If you
I think that would be
nice.
wonderful. I will say that when the 3 reps from civil service came here, I did send an email to Lisa Denig, who is the commissioner, and thanked her. And she was really appreciative of that because she said, I never get these types of emails. So if you want to send her an email or you want
Great
to
idea.
That would be
send
good.
write a letter from the board.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that would be well received and very much appreciated. So moving on, we do have the final language for the revision to the employee handbook about expectations regarding working the public service desks on, as per the library needs. That is on the last page of this packet. It has been reviewed by our attorneys and they approved it. So that will be under the Personnel Committee section of the agenda to vote on.
Mhm.
And moving on from there, we do have some updates regarding I have a couple of things to say about a few of our employees. So we had a retirement for somebody who was working in tech services, and we wanted to make one of our senior clerks, full-time in order to fill that hole that was left. And so we just got word today that that has been approved. So we're going to work on getting her up to speed and getting her put on full-time, which is great. And we are also canvassing the librarian 2 test with the hopes of promoting Amy Berger, who works in our adult services department and is a true rock star and deserves it. So, and the other thing regarding personnel I wanted to mention was I got a really nice email from Marge Perlin, who is the principal library clerk and head of circulation, as well as doing our payroll and benefits. She wrote me a note saying that one of our patrons who has some special needs is very fond of Shane and usually requests to work with him when Shane is here. And Shane usually is able to accommodate whatever requests he's asking for. And the last time he was in, Shane explained something to him and worked something out for him. And this patron responded with, "That's why I love you." So I just want to give a shout out to Shane because we are
Thank you,
so,
Shane.
yeah,
Here,
we're
here.
so lucky to have somebody who is so kind and compassionate and just an all-around wonderful person. So I wanted to
Thank
say
you for
that.
sharing that.
Yeah,
Can I circle back to Amy?
of course.
So, does Amy have a change in her status? Is she getting a promotion? Like what? Can you-
So it would be a promotion from librarian 1 to librarian 2, and she more than meets all the requirements for that.
Great.
So, yeah.
Okay. So a librarian 1 will be hired or no?
Well, not right now,
Okay.
but we will be working to hire a librarian 1 probably in the early next year to fill the hole that, because Joan Kuhn's hours have
Mhm.
been reduced, and she will be working on a substitute basis only in the new year. And so we will be hiring someone. It'll just be a matter of finding the right person, whether that is a librarian or a senior clerk like Chinsei Erdrich, who's a phenomenal part of the adult services team. So, but the hope is that we're going to find a really great librarian 1.
Fantastic.
Will
Yeah.
this have any kind of impact on the budget or not?
Mm-mm.
Budget neutral?
No, we've had a lot of turnover recently,
Okay.
so we're good.
Got it.
I'm happy to discuss that more if you want in another, if I had some time to prep and show you what that looked like,
okay.
but yeah.
Yeah. Because I just jumped ahead to the finance. You're not going to get there this increase in fees. we'll talk about that. I guess we're going to talk about that.
I'm sorry, I
In
didn't.
the director's report, the next point is the finance. We received an update that fees are going up as of January 1st. You see this?
Yes, yes. Well,
Yeah.
that will affect our budget
Yeah.
slightly, but I will.
I don't want to have you jump ahead. If there's anything to say about personnel, go ahead.
Yeah, no. But
Okay.
no, the personnel stuff will not. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
be good in those lines.
Okay.
So, and then the last thing I wanted to bring up was professional development. So in our last staff meeting last week, I gave a presentation about the building and the history of the building and the state of the building and how we got from 1978 to today, and about what the building needs, what we're going to do moving forward. And it was really just so that everybody on staff could understand as much as possible, because I didn't know who knew what. I think a lot of people had pieces of the story. A lot of people who haven't been here for a long time didn't even realize that the front of entrance of the library had been enclosed with those
Yeah.
big windows.
Yeah.
So just trying to get people up to speed and letting them know. And that was really well received. So I gave the same presentation to the Friends group last week, and that was also very well received. So I'll probably be doing some form of that presentation to other groups who are interested, and when we start having public meetings regarding the building. So,
Fantastic.
yeah,
Yes, for sure, that'll be happening.
okay.
Going to circle back to standing committees. I don't think that there's anything from finance, so we're building and grounds. Did
Okay, so we did have a committee meeting, and the RFP bids are due on September 26th.
Mhm.
And then we have a week to respond, and we have a meeting scheduled for September 30th at 1 PM to discuss. We'll all get copies of the bids, and we will have time then to discuss it, and we'll meet on the 30th to decide how we want to proceed.
Right. All the trustees will be getting copies of everything. Okay, moving to the Personnel Committee. John, there's a motion on the table regarding the employee handbook.
Yeah. This was what we already just talked about with the changes in the employee handbook that have been reviewed by Norwalk and Smith, right?
Mhm, yes.
Okay,
No, but.
No, excuse me. By the lawyers who are.
Yes, BSK.
BFK. Wrong organization. I move that the board approve a change in the verbiage in the employee handbook once it had been reviewed by the attorneys, which it has done. So I move that we make that change in the employee handbook. Do we have a second?
a second.
Mhm.
Okay.
I just want to take a moment in discussion to recognize all of the work that you and Marge and Robin have done to make the employee handbook work for our employees, the library's
Thanks.
employees. So thank you so much.
Thanks.
And just to be clear, Jen, all of these changes have been shared with staff already, so they're aware of this.
Yes, they have not, I don't know that they've actually seen this verbiage, but they
Okay.
were told in a previous staff meeting that this would be coming.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And then they'll all get,
Yeah, they'll all
They all
get
get
copies,
updated,
correct.
Yeah.
updated books. I just wanted,
right.
It's not a surprise.
no, I kind of knew that, but I was
Yeah,
just sort of
yeah.
confirming. Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
can we take a vote? All in
Yeah.
favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay,
fantastic.
thank you.
Can we just go back for a second?
Of course.
I didn't mean to, and maybe I didn't catch it. There is this increase, Jen, in,
Yes, I should have brought that up.
I'm
during
sorry, I
my-
just-
No.
we're going up about $5,000, it looked like something?
Yes, yes.
What
So
is this increase in? I'm just-
it's for our fees that we pay to the system at Westchester Library System. So
Okay.
things like interlibrary loan, our email support, our tech support, our digital content.
Nothing we can't do without.
Yeah. No, of
unfortunately.
course not, of
Okay.
course not. I just wanted to be clear because it just said fees were going up. I wasn't sure what the fees were for.
Yes, I'm sorry.
So
I
this
should have
is-
explained that
Yeah,
better.
okay, all right, so
Um,
sort of,
And I will say this is not a surprise to me. We were warned that the next 3
Yeah.
years there's going to
They're going to
be
be,
increases.
they're passing them on to all the member libraries.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
There's no new business with policy and bylaws. Okay. Any new business?
Can I ask about the trip to South Shore or no, to Long Island? No, where did we go?
We did go
Oceanside.
Oceanside. We
I
went
didn't
to
hear about it.
Oceanside. So.
Can we hear about Oceanside?
Sure. So George, Robin, Amy, Jen, and myself, we went down to Oceanside Public Library, and we had a most incredible, highly informative experience in their beautiful new library. And they really did a complete overhaul. There were a lot of things that their library specifically needed, and they gave us a wonderful PowerPoint presentation, as well as just discussion back and forth of a very positive of how they address the needs of the library, getting it out to the public, keeping the public informed, what new things were going to be happening at the library, what things were going to be rehabbed and rethought, and it was a wonderful experience to go see a very modern library. You know, not it's the library actually was not rehabbed for today. It was actually rethought of for tomorrow.
Was it a gut renovation?
Yes, and they moved into a couple of different locations.
Similar to what
There's a couple
Scarsdale had
of
done. Yeah.
correct, similar
Yeah.
to what Scarsdale had done, and you know, we learned just a lot about bridging, like, you know, bridging what you know, like the needs of the community and how much a library can take on to meet the needs of a community. I will say we're very lucky in Chappaqua that we have a very active, you know, senior center. We have very active, you know,
Right.
continuing ed. Like, you know, we're very lucky in Chappaqua that we have a lot of community-based services
Yeah.
already in place that
In town.
Oceanside did
Right.
not. And so they're like all things to everybody, and how that dictated the work that they were going to do. But we walked away with a lot of inspiration, to say the least. And just like we spoke to Scarsdale, the director over at Scarsdale, that the more we get out and see, I would say, like the newer libraries and what's being offered, right? I mean, even something like a coffee cart, you know, that gets wheeled around to different rooms or programs is it's all meaningful.
Yeah.
In what. So I'm going to segue that now at the library, we have like a board and pieces of paper that we would like all of our patrons to write, like what would you like to see here? So it's a great active start that has happened here.
Fantastic.
And that was kicked off at Community Day.
Yes.
Right. So.
And we should say something about Community Day, shouldn't we? All
Sure.
the amazing work that Jennifer and
It was a
Marge and
team effort,
Joan
yeah.
And Amy Berger and I'm leaving some
Teresa,
names
everybody.
out.
Marge,
Teresa Buetti,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
It was really a
And
lovely-
Rebecca Rogan.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a team
Mercy was
effort.
there, I
Mercy
saw.
was there. Yep.
Yeah,
It was great. Beautiful day. The community came out,
yeah.
and thank you for volunteering.
Good support.
Mhm.
Good support.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to say about it?
About Community Day or about Oceanside?
No, about Community Day.
Oh. No, I think Community Day is fantastic.
Great.
And I love the tent.
Yeah.
The tent is great. And
And the tablecloth.
and the tablecloth and the shirts.
The
And the
shirts.
The
shirts.
shirts. We can't forget the shirts. So yeah, I thought it was really fantastic.
Great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Community Day.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Our next meeting, I believe, is Monday, October 19th.
Although September 30th is this
Is this other meeting?
other meeting about the
Correct.
RFPs. Yeah.
So, it's October 20th, Monday, October 20th.
Right.
And that's it. If there's nothing else, I can adjourn this meeting at 7:21. A motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:21?
Second.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
That's it.
Okay, there we are.